What's up, people? Welcome to the third episode of the DGreen Sportscast. Today, I'm going to talk about whether or not Joel Embiid of the 76ers deserves or does not deserve this $148 million 5-year contract extension. I'm also going to talk about my top 5 list for Rookie of the Year. It was a top 5 list, but I just couldn't leave a few people out, so it's a top 7 list. So I'm just going to jump right into it. I'm starting with the Joel Embiid contract. The 76ers last week signed him for a 5-year, $148 million contract extension with another $30 million incentive. So he has the money coming in now, big time. This is kind of controversial. A lot of people are like, oh my god, you're going to pay this injury-prone guy who's only played 31 games out of the 246 available games $148 million over 5 years? I mean, it's a little ridiculous. So, I think that he deserves every cent of this money. To that I say, pay the man. God, these motorcycles. So, he was the third pick in the 2014 draft. Did not play in the 2014-15 season at all. Did not play in the 2015-16 season at all. So, comes the 2016-17 season, he finally plays. Out of the 31 games he plays in that 82-game season, he averaged 20.2 points per game, 7.8 rebounds, 2 assists, 0.9 steals, 2.5 blocks on 46% shooting and 36% from 3. So those stats seem like semi-average, but I think it's really important to point out that he averaged those stats technically in his rookie year on a minutes restriction. He only played like 25 minutes a game, and he still averaged 20 points a game on 2.5 blocks on 46% shooting, 36 from 3 at his size. So I feel that he's a top 5 center in the NBA. He might even be top 3 right now. That is, if he's healthy. He has to stay healthy. Everything depends on that. So it doesn't look good that he only played 12% of the games in his career, 31 out of 246. But I think he's done a good job, as well as the 76ers training staff, in rehabbing him, getting him back, keeping him healthy. He is on the minutes restriction, as well as he doesn't play back-to-back games, which is also really important in his case. So, for him to earn this extra $30 million, the incentives are pretty ridiculous. One thing that would keep him from earning the incentive is if he sustains the same injury that he had before. Now, the contract, it's one of the more complicated NBA contracts. It's incredibly specific to the injuries. Like, Joel Embiid would need to suffer the exact same foot injury that he was sidelined with his first 2 years, the foot stress fracture. It's the same thing that Kevin Durant had a couple years back. It kept him out most of the year. A guy at that size, Kevin Durant, let alone Joel Embiid, who's like just as tall with, like, I'd say 50 more pounds at least, you have that weight pounding on your feet constantly. I don't think it's going to get any better as he gets older. He's only 23 and he has all these issues. However, even on his hobbled self, playing only 31 games, look what he did last year. I think he got snubbed out of Rookie of the Year. I don't think Malcolm Brogdon should have won it. The Sixers almost they were starting to make a playoff run 100% because of Embiid, and as soon as Embiid was sidelined, they started losing every game again. So that team comes and goes with Embiid, but with that being said, last year they didn't have Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz, JJ Redick, all of these additions to the team. So we'll see how they gel together. It seems like in the offseason and this preseason, their chemistry is it's looking great. I love the way this team is going. The veterans on the team, as well as the young guys, I just think it's an excellent combination. They're not too old. They might be a little too young, but that's not a bad thing. That means the future is bright. So, for Joel Embiid to earn this extra $30 million, incentives include winning Defensive Player of the Year as well as MVP. So that right there, I think, speaks a lot to how the Sixers feel about his potential. Joel Embiid is potentially a Defensive Player of the Year and Most Valuable Player, in my opinion. That is, he would have to play more games in a season and more minutes every game and back-to-back games if he wants to do that. That is yet to be seen, but nothing's impossible. So we'll see what he does coming into this year. He's looking real good in preseason. He was battling it out with Whiteside last night, and they're just talking trash to each other. I love it. So I'm gonna get to the Rookie of the Year. I think the Embiid thing is a perfect segue because I think I have Embiid winning Rookie of the Year. I think it's like a joke at this point that he's still eligible for Rookie of the Year. It's technically his 4th season. It's his 4th season. He's still eligible for Rookie of the Year. So he's the best player out of all the eligible rookies. As far as stats and analytics are concerned, I think that he's going to win Rookie of the Year because he's going to carry the Sixers to the playoffs. I don't know what seed they're going to get, but I think they're going to make the playoffs. At least get in with the 8 seed. It would be cool to see them play the Cavs in the first round of the playoffs. So I have Embiid winning Rookie of the Year, followed by Ben Simmons on the same team. Ben Simmons didn't play last year, so he's technically eligible for Rookie of the Year too this year. Ben Simmons is the best passer I've seen at his age. I mean, him and Lonzo Ball are real similar the way they have this incredible court vision. They can just see things before they happen. But Simmons has the size to be more versatile than Lonzo Ball, I think. Lonzo Ball, yeah, he's a 6'6" point guard, but Ben Simmons is like LeBron James comparison worthy, I think. Just ask LeBron James. So 3rd place in the Rookie of the Year, I have a bit of a sleeper. No one's talking about this guy. On the Charlotte Hornets, I have Malik Monk. This guy I've been watching in preseason. The Hornets needed a guy who can score like this. The way he can take it to the basket, few people can stop this guy, and he's only a rookie. I see him averaging at least 15 points a game. As far as the rest of his game and defensively, I need to watch him more. I'm not too sure. But I really like what I see from Malik Monk. 4th, I have Lonzo Ball. I think he's going to... I mean, everyone's saying he's going to change the culture in LA. I think Magic Johnson is changing the culture in LA. Lonzo Ball is a good start. We'll see just how transformative of a player he is. But again, Lonzo Ball has that court vision. He has these intangibles. I'm not sure how much his dad, LeVar Ball, is going to affect his upcoming in the NBA. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. Maybe he will and it'll be good, or it'll be bad. Who knows? But I think the Lakers are looking real good with Lonzo Ball. I'm not sure if they'll make the playoffs this year. I mean, the other rookie they drafted, Kuzma, is looking really good. Some are even saying he's better than Ball. I don't know about all that, but we'll see. We'll see. So in 5th place, after Lonzo Ball, I have Markelle Fultz on the Sixers. The way this guy can drive it to the basket is really, really something, given his size and his age. I don't like... Well, I forgot to say about Lonzo, I don't like his jump shot. His jump shot's pretty ugly, but I mean, he's making it. As far as Markelle Fultz, the training staff, they're like messing with his free throw and his shooting form. This dude's shooting some weird free throws, man. I don't know. I got to see more of Markelle Fultz. He was a beast in college, but I don't know exactly how much competition he went up against, and his team wasn't in the tournament. The same goes for Ben Simmons on LSU. Their teams didn't make the tournament. I'm not sure how much that speaks to how they make the players around them better and they're winning intangibles, but I mean, it's college, and I think it's gonna be all right in Philly I got 3 Sixers in the top 5 Rookie of the Year vote, all on the Sixers. I mean, of course, I'm a little biased being a Sixers fan, but trust the process, man. Trust the process. It's still going. So, yeah, originally I said I made a top 5 list for Rookie of the Year, but I left a few people out, so it's a top 7 list. So just outside of the top 5, just outside of the top 5, I have Dennis Smith Jr. at number 6 on the Dallas Mavericks. I think he's going to do really well this year because they need him, mostly. This guy's unbelievably athletic. His leaping ability is ridiculous, the way he could take it to the basket. I don't know how great of a shooter he is, but I mean, he's on Dirk's team. Dirk is going to mentor him. Dirk's going to show him how to shoot, do that little one-leg fadeaway jump shot. So yeah, I like what I've seen from Dennis Smith Jr. Some say he's a sleeper in this Rookie of the Year race as well. And then 7th, last but not least, well, maybe least on this list, but it's just in my opinion, I have Tatum on the Celtics. I think he's a very strong talent. I think if he was on a lot of other teams that he would be higher up in this Rookie of the Year list, but since he's on the Celtics and they're all about ball movement and they spread the ball around a ton, and also going off of what Jaylen Brown did last year, they had Jaylen Brown. I thought he was going to be this big-time scorer. He's really versatile. He could take it to the basket. He averaged like 7 or 8 points a game. So I see Tatum doing the same thing. I think they're going to bring him along slowly. But again, this kid's really talented. He can shoot. He's got size. Very versatile. I think he's going to be a good defender as well, which is incredibly valuable. So that's my top 7 for Rookie of the Year. But again, I have Joel Embiid winning it. I think he has the potential to win Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and MVP. He can do it all. This guy is unbelievable. But again, it all comes down to his health. He can't get hurt. There was something I'm forgetting to say. But yeah, Joel Embiid has to stay healthy. The team's incredibly confident in him, as you can see. They paid him all this money. I think it was a smart move not letting him go, because look what he did last year. And that's just a taste of like what he can turn into and has the potential to turn into. One of these, I'm not saying he's going to be Jordan or Kobe, but like, Embiid can ball, man. And he's got the personality. Like, he's always talking trash. He's extremely confident in himself. He thinks he's the GOAT already. So far, he's only the GOAT of Twitter, but I mean, we'll see. It's going to be, we got the season starting on, what, Tuesday? It's like 4 or 5 days away. I can't wait. This is my Christmas. But with that concludes episode 3, so I'll talk to you guys next time.